Hey guys, it's Walkthrough Wednesday. Today we're taking a look at my buddy Ethan and Sierra's ambulance named Lance the Ambulance. Let's take a look at this.
How's it going?
Morning.
Good morning.
So this is Ethan and his ambulance, Lance the Ambulance. So Sierra is not with us. She's back home. You wanna?
She's back home in Arizona for a little while. She'll come and join us come August.
Okay. So right in the door, what do we have here?
All right, so first thing you walk in, got kitchen, countertop, fridge, freezer from Iceco over there. Obviously the cat Cedar.
Hey kitty.
He'll be the first one to welcome you in.
Let me get this mosquito net shut so Cedar stays in, speaking of.
He loves to go outside, so. Oh, come here, little baby.
He likes to try to escape. So, Ambo, I can't quite stand up. You can though. You're right at it.
I kind of can. If I actually fully stand up, I can't.
Right. That's the same way in my van.
Yeah.
So whenever I I slouch,
Yep.
I can do it. But I'm tall enough.
Constantly hunched.
I'm tall enough that I'm like hunched in here. But I can stand right here.
Yep. So over here we have our pantry.
Okay.
So these are all original Ambo cabinets, and they come with these lockers so that cabinets don't fly open.
Oh, that is super handy.
Pantry. It's also accessible from the outside cabinet too. And then I just put this in probably sometime last year. This is where the air filter for the original AC unit back here was. I thought it was a huge wasted space, so I, did something.
Sweet.
And then this is where the AC actually comes out of. Obviously we don't use it, so just extra storage. Then over here we have a extra little seat. You can sit down here. Oh yeah, lights.
I ate with him a couple times in here, and every time I sat down, I would click the module on his lights and change the color of the lights every time I sat down.
Yep. And then so these also come up, so that's shoe storage there, and a bunch of other random stuff in there. And then eventually there will be a pull-out desk here, but right now my AC is taking up the space. So, yep. The Ambo can power an AC unit.
Sweet. What do you have for battery and solar in here?
Yeah, so I have 400 amp hours of Battleboard lithium batteries, all Victron components, 3000 motor, and then 960 watts of solar on the roof.
Sweet. So I just noticed as I was filming these batteries, they have some way thicker cables than what I'm used to seeing, which is awesome because it can handle a lot more current. What size are those?
I think those are 2 watt. Don't quote me on that. But I was recommended to do that size of wire because Victron recommends it, and I do have a 3000 watt inverter, and I have on multiple occasions pulled close to 2500 watts. And when you're pushing that much power through them, you kind of want a bigger wire.
That's impressive. What is your fridge here?
Fridge is an Iceco dual zone fridge freezer, so you can set it whichever zone you want it to be. So right now this one's set as freezer, this one's set as fridge. Pop that open, freezer, tons of space in there. Also fridge side, tons of space in there for everything. I forget the exact liter. I think it's a 65 liter fridge freezer. To
be totally honest, I'm pretty sure looking at it, that has more storage space than my stand-up does, actually.
Could be, yeah. You do have to play Tetris with your food a lot to make it all fit in there.
Right, right.
Other than that, it's a good fridge.
Well, another handy point to the chest freezer versus the standing apartment style fridge is these right here, no matter what you do driving, it's not ever going to dump your groceries. I dumped mine just last night. I do it all the time. I forget to latch the little child lock latch that I put on it, and I dump it. It just happens. I can't.
Yep.
Can't always remember it.
That's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to over here. We got kitchen stuff. So all my dishes on this are like bowls and pans and whatever on this side. And then I love to drink coffee, so I have probably 5 or 6 different coffee mugs in there.
And all of these cabinets came in the ambulance, right?
Yeah, these are all original ambulance cabinets. And the great thing about these is that they slide, and they're lined with some sort of felt, so they never slide open. I've never had a single one of these slide open.
Cool.
So that's really handy. Then we have, you know, utensils over there. And then this is my glass break sensor. There's a security system in the ambulance. And then this is my hamper, clothes chute. It accesses on the outside compartment, and I just shove clothes down in there, out of sight, out of mind.
And then whenever you need to, you open them from the outside, and you don't even have to unload it through that door again.
Yep.
So my very first experience with an ambulance, this is actually number 3 that I've looked at, and I've actually shown all 3 of them to you on the channel. The first one was at Van Fest. I got to see Happy Trails ambulance, and that was the first time I realized these cabinets pass through to the outside, because he was talking about loading his fridge with beer in the parking lot without even having to step in and out of the ambulance. And I didn't think about doing clothes hamper. That's a really cool way of utilizing that feature there.
Yep. Whenever I redo this entire kitchen, I'll still have a clothes hamper. I'm gonna make sure it gets in there.
Uh-oh, I'm bumping the security system.
Yeah, you're good.
You also, I don't know if I've shown it yet or not, but I've heard people ask, does it have a pass-through? This does have a pass-through. So
I just put a little blackout thick curtain in here just to keep most of the heat out from the front, but it's a full pass-through.
Which you have to climb over your fridge to do that, though.
Yes, but even having this full-size pass-through in the Type 1 truck ambulances is super rare. Most of them come with the little window. So finding that is a little hidden gem.
Interesting. What size bed do you have in here?
This is a full right now, but I made it a little bigger so it can accommodate a queen, which I will be upgrading here soon. So this will get changed out to a queen. That little box over there will get taken out, and the bed will go from here all the way back to the wall, all the way back there. Be really, really nice.
I'm assuming from the orientation of the bed, you sleep side to side in here.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
I tried doing the long ways, and I'm too tall. My legs hang over. So,
gotcha.
So sideways. And a lot of people, for some reason, sleep on this side so that they're facing the door. I love sleeping on that side, away from the door.
You gotta stay in, buddy. He's like, I'm going out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold you. All right. So over here, unfortunately, this is the original ambulance countertop, and as you can tell by the height, you're kind of reaching for it standing up. So in order to do anything, I have to sit down and do stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's why this is all getting ripped out.
What do you have for water in here?
So
I see a sink. How does that work?
So right now the sink is not plumbed at all.
Okay.
So I carry all these various water jugs over here. Got about 15 gallons worth of water jugs sitting over there. And to do dishes, so what I do is I use, oh, we gone again.
Right back out.
Boy, I'm just gonna close this. Alright, so in order to do dishes over here, I take this one, prop it up over here with this cutting board so that it's gravity fed. Pop this cap off and then do dishes that way.
So your drain is plumbed, but
Correct.
Your supply lines are not.
There's a 5-water gray tank in the big outside compartment that's right behind this.
5 gallon? You said 5 water.
Oh, 5 gallon.
I thought that's what you meant there.
Yeah, 5-gallon gray water that's right behind here, and that's plumbed. And then when I redo this kitchen, I'll actually have a 40-gallon or 45-gallon fresh with a 10 gray.
Sweet. I see a Dometic, what are they called? Toilets? Cassette toilet?
Cassette toilet, yep.
How easy, how inconvenient, whatever.
It's pretty inconvenient. Honestly, I don't really like the cassette toilet. It smells every time you open it, and it's kind of like a smaller seat. So if you got a big ass, it's kind of hard to do your business in that thing. So that's getting swapped out for not quite like the toilet you have, but still same style.
Like the Airhead version or something?
I forget the actual name of it, but they're a little bit wider than your toilet and a lot cheaper.
So here we go again. This makes, I don't know how many times that I've said this. I paid full price for my Nature's Head, and that's the reason why I warn you guys that I hate it. I paid $1,000 for that toilet. It was great for the first couple months. I thought, oh, this is going to be the best investment ever. And then I started seeing the downfalls of it, and I started seeing what other people were building themselves. And the self-built composting toilets are, honestly, they're way better than the Nature's Head. So the Nature's Head, on the injection molding, it has these cracks and crevices that whenever you do happen to get bugs, and it's going to eventually happen, you're going to get them in there. When you do get them, they crawl up in those and lay their eggs, and they're damn near impossible to get out. I have put bleach in there. I have pressure washed it. I've done everything I can to make sure that, like, I don't get them. I don't get them out. Like, I get them out. I've caulked it, trying to seal it, and it's a pain in the ass. I paid $1,000 for that. And then also, the fan quit working the very first time that I washed it because they didn't put a waterproof fan in. The hose that came off of it, rather than just doing a rubber hose, they did a hard plastic hose that has a steel belt in it. And my toilet pulls in and out, and since it pulls in and out, that hose moves, and that hose has cracked and busted, which leads to it pumping the smelly air into my van. And I'm going on a hell of a rant because I don't know if you can tell or not, but I don't like my Nature's Head. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. Back to the ambulance.
Luckily, no bugs in that one, but I am swapping it out for some sort of compost. Throwing around a couple brands right now, but not a Nature's Head. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
All right, over here we got a little spice rack going on, all magnetic spice rack, and surprisingly, they don't fall off very often. They do fall off if I'm sending it down a really rough dirt road.
And he drives fairly fast in this thing. He always, like, every time we're going somewhere, he's gone, and I'm barely even seeing the dust cloud from where he was at.
Yeah. But like the magnet's not very strong, right? Like you would think that would fall off. They don't. So that's cool. Then just a little amenity thing over here where I put my toothbrush and soap and whatever. And then over here we got Sierra storage that is currently being used for extra blankets and stuff. And then my clothes storage over here. Then everyone's got to have a junk drawer, right? So this is my junk drawer. There's a bunch of random stuff in here. I don't even know what's in it. It's a junk drawer.
Tell us about electrical with an ambulance.
Oh, yeah. So, an ambulance comes with its own electrical system. And in the beginning, I was like, that's actually kind of cool. Maybe I could integrate it somehow. And then just take a peek over here, which is only probably a quarter of the amount of electrical in this ambulance. And if you don't really know anything about electrical like I did in the beginning, you look at that and you scratch your head and you're like, yeah, I'm not fucking with that. No, thank you. Over here is even more electrical.
Oh, wow. Tons of relays and...
Yep.
Geez, there's probably 50 pounds or more of... No, more than 50 pounds. There's probably more like a couple 100 pounds of wiring in this thing.
Yeah. It is a lot.
Wow.
And there's even more behind this, but I'll have to boot my fridge. It's kind of a nightmare. Anyways, what's behind here is all of the breakers and shunts and solenoids and everything else that control like the flashers and whatever in the ambulance. That's all behind that too.
So, one of the fun parts about this crazy wiring system is he's got a headlight issue that's kind of intermittent and random. They turn on and turn off at random points, and it's when you see this much wiring, just trying to diagnose that in particular circuit just to try to fix that relay or whatever it is. Yeah. I'd imagine that's a nightmare, isn't it?
Yep. I spent probably about 17 hours trying to figure it out. Couldn't figure it out. Gave up. And I'm at the point now where I'm just going to mount a solar panel to my hood and have it charge my starter battery, so that headlight issue stops killing my starter batteries.
That's one way to handle it.
Yep.
Let's take a look outside at the way that these boxes work. How about that?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so best thing about an ambulance are these outside compartments. You can fit way too much shit in here. So this one is also another junk drawer filled with a bunch of stuff. There's
Garage stuff.
yeah, a bunch of screws, a blower motor that I replaced last year, my Max Air fan hood that I still need to install on the inside, jumper cables, random stuff. They all are power locks too, which is nice.
So when you lock the doors, it locks all of these too.
Correct. Now this one is filled with building materials because I'm still building this thing. Then you have a little access to the bed, so you could open this with a nice little breeze.
Sweet.
I'll go over here. Hopefully nothing falls on my feet. Over here, this is a unorganized mess. But these are all my tools and like building tools, and then I have my diesel heater down in this compartment too. And then it's just plumbed through and into the living space.
Okay.
Then this one has a spare tire, a spare 5-gallon diesel tank, old stove, and then also my 5-gallon gray is in there. This is a massive,
That is a
box.
very large box. 23 seconds.
This is the clothes. I normally go into this hamper, and then also more building materials and stuff down at the bottom.
Awesome.
And then this was the original shore power for the ambulance, but I just left it alone and did my own shore power. This is a 20 amp plug, and it's a lot harder to find a 20 amp plug than it is a 15, so I just swapped it to 15. So you can swing both these doors all the way open and have a nice view from bed, and then have this bug screen on the back too. And then I have full garage space. So as you can see, this is the 10-gallon that I'll use for my gray tank. And I have a ton of bins and full of stuff. My crash pad for rock climbing, my recovery gear, what are they called? Max Tracks or something like that.
Ah, okay.
And then you also have another option to unlock the doors right here.
Cool.
So that's pretty much it. And then also my 100-foot extension cord for my 15 amp shore power.
And I have used that to kill his Ambo batteries at least once while I've been here, because my laptop burns through so much power that it kills my house bank and every other house bank that'll allow me to plug into them while I'm around them.
Didn't die for 8 hours though.
Took a long time. Took a long time, that's for
Hours
sure.
already.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for showing us your home.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, that's gonna wrap this one up. If you enjoyed it, subscribe, hit that notification bell, smash that like button down there, all that good stuff. Yes, but more so than anything, if you really want to help me out, share this video with someone. The algorithm doesn't push it very well. You guys can help me more than anything.